All right, we're back. Let's see how this works. All right, let's see how bad the buffering is. I did have some drop frames, but it still said the stream was okay, so I lowered the bit rate. Thank you, Machina. Thank you for dropping the link. I appreciate you, brother, so much. So hopefully this is a bit better. So we'll give a little bit of time, let some people get back in here. All right. Y'all can hear me okay? Everybody doing okay? Everybody hanging out? Welcome back, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Hopefully we're in much better condition than this time. Okay, good. Hell yeah. Much better. Break it again. No, fuck off, Ace. I'm not doing it, all right? I'm not fucking doing it. All right. Let's just give it like 2 minutes. Let some people get in here. I'm not frozen. There's no fucking way. I have no drop frames right now. There's no fucking way. No buffering. Okay, hell yeah. You are correct, B. Also, welcome. Lovely to see your face. Ah. Yeah, you know what? The problem is that I trust Ace so much that he could be fucking with me. But then again, he might not. All right. Are we good? Can we fucking move on from this whole debacle? Fucking breaking my balls over here, all right? I'm trying to run a fucking business over here, and you fucking malooks are over here giving me a hard fucking time when I'm trying to provide you with entertainment on a Saturday night / Sunday morning, depending on what time zone you happen to currently be in. It's fucked up. I thought we were friends, man. All right, let's give it like 45 more seconds. Let some people jump back in here. Okay, so while we're waiting for some people to come in here, just by looking at this screen of the down shot, there should be something blatantly obvious that is missing from this board. Who wants to tell me what's missing from this board that is blatantly obvious? Welcome, Crippier. Welcome back, guys. Sorry about the stream issues. Who can point out the very obvious thing that is missing from this board right now? CMOS, exactly right. CMOS battery is missing from this. So, I know the CMOS battery is what keeps the memory tied into the board. I'm wondering if that's why I'm getting the BIOS error is because there's no fucking CMOS battery. So what happens, for those of you guys that couldn't hear it because of the choppiness, when I plug in the console, I get the 3 beeps of death without pushing any buttons, which in almost all cases, is a BIOS error. However, with no CMOS battery, that could be a reason why we're getting the 3 beeps of death. So let's go pop a CMOS battery off a donor board. All right, CMOS battery. Hey, look, this is a team effort, okay? I do want to clean this up a little bit. Now, there are many problems with this board, okay? The BIOS is the least of my concerns, right? Well, actually, no, that is the biggest of my concerns. I'm lying. That is a huge concern. My canvas is too small. Yeah, bad BIOS can cause it, yes. CH... Which issue is that, Crippier? You're going to have to remind me. Can I go 1080? I cannot go 1080 because that screws up the buffering on the stream. I can't go to 1080. 720 is the best I can do. No, I didn't. So we're gonna test. If this doesn't work, we're gonna try again. I still have it. But like I said, there's other issues on this board. So let's take a look at some of those issues while I let that CMOS do some work. So we have all kinds of fun on the back of the Wi-Fi module. So you can see we have a badly corroded cap right here. That is roach infestation, my friend. All of this loveliness that you're seeing is roach poop. Video's only 3/4 of the screen. Okay, hang on. Okay, so scope cam is full screen. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, hang on. Okay, so now I'm full screen here. I see what you were saying. My fault. There we go. Okay. I don't have an ultrasonic cleaner. I have alcohol, a toothbrush, and good old-fashioned elbow grease. Looking for... I am not that desperate, my friend. This is a side gig. Yeah, we're back, Anthony. Thanks, everybody, for being patient, by the way. I appreciate you. Okay. So that chip right there is the one I'm concerned about with that 3 beeps. But, again, I didn't realize that there was no CMOS battery in this board. That CMOS battery could be part of the problem. You will see here another batch of loveliness on the Ethernet coil. Oh, I'm sure it is, Ace. Like I said, I'm not a professional streamer here. All right, I'm barely a professional technician. And then of course, the HDMI port. Look at all that deliciousness. Look how tasty that looks. Hey, look, it may not. It may not at all. But the fact that it was missing completely, because I know the CMOS battery is what helps store the memory in the PS5. So if it doesn't have the CMOS battery, then I can assume that either the memory or possibly the BIOS settings aren't stored in the console's system memory. Just based on assumption. Battery missing is not the issue. Well, thanks for crushing my fucking dreams, guys, alright? Here I thought I would get lucky. Let's see. So, APU has a big old dry spot on it, but looks okay. There's no liquid metal scattered all over the board. Let's flip the board over real quick. Just looking for any visible signs of damage, but I don't see any. Other than we do have this over here, but that's neither here nor there. It's not a huge deal. Not battery, okay. So we will have to replace this when the time comes. So we got this little bit of damage right here. And, I mean, that's a little bit of roach trace here and there, but I did look for knocked off components and I didn't see anything. So we should be good there. You know what? I'm going to try it with the CMOS battery in there, just for my own sake of argument. It just holds the time. Okay, heard. Interesting. I'm going to try it anyway, just for the fuck of it. Yeah, you guys will deal with the stretch screen for a little while, all right? Just to appease my own interests. Hell yeah, Trick, you know. Okay. So I'm not even going to plug anything in because you guys said it's probably not going to work anyway, but... Yeah, okay. Still 3 beeps. Alright. Yeah, no, I agree with that. Yeah, so we are going to get to that. I do want to test the other PS5 prior to doing that. So I'm going to go grab the other PS5 because I haven't tested that one yet. I knew this one had the 3 beeps, but before I get too far into this one, I want to test the other one real quick. So y'all bear with me a second. And I will definitely attempt to clear the codes. That is absolutely going to happen. Thanks, Hot Cows. I appreciate you coming by, buddy. Canvas needs to be full, not stretched. I don't know how to fix any of that. So maybe after the stream, if somebody wants to get with me maybe tomorrow or something like that and can help me sort that out, I would be greatly appreciated. I can also probably just go look it up and shit. But at some point I will get this fixed. So one of the goals of 2026 is to obviously get the stream fixed, get some better equipment on here, and get some more interactive stuff for you guys to do with the exclamation points and stuff like that. Like, I don't know how to do any of that. Okay. Okay. So I have not tested this one. I don't know what the deal is with this one. I bought it broken. I bought it as no power, and I have not tested it at all. So let's test it real quick. Okay, no 3 beeps this time. But definitely no power. No power at all. Pull off BIOS for 10. Okay, so we'll try both of those then. I'm down for both of those. Look, we're here to experiment and learn and have some fun. So that's what we're gonna do. Oh, good God Almighty, what did I get myself into? Okay. Fuck me. Oh, this is so bad. Oh, God. Oh, motherfucker. Yeah, I mean, I did soak it in alcohol for like 2 days, so anything that's in there is definitely dead, but if you guys see anything, you tell me. It is a true Roy's Roaches and Repair stream now, you goddamn right. This might be one of the worst I've seen in a long time, too. I have a feeling this is going to be fucking destroyed on the inside. Alright, first things first, let's see if we get 12 volts. Yeah, you ain't wrong, my friend. You ain't wrong. Well, not so bad in there, but I can already tell this is going to be a rough one. Well, I bought this one, so this is not a customer repair. I purchased this to repair and resell. So this one is going to get a thorough cleaning before it gets back on the market, assuming I can fix it. Okay. I'm assuming the power supply is probably shot. Usually when you get roaches like this, it's a power supply. But let's have a look. Oh, it is not. We've got 12 volts. So it is not the power supply in this case. We've got 12 volts for sure. Okay. That does make this interesting. Okay, so before we get to the BIOS, because we already know what's wrong with that one, I definitely want to dig into this a little bit. So I hope you guys will be patient with me. I need to put on some gloves. Oh, they got in this whole console. Yeah, I'm assuming it's probably going to be either a 12-volt short or the south bridge is totally shot. But we do have 12 volts, so the power supply itself is good, which is a fucking miracle considering the state that this thing's in. Yeah, no, I don't have any beep on the power button or the disk drive, so there's definitely some kind of power issue for sure. Let me clear out some of these fuckers. Yeah, the same. That's the primary ones I've had when it comes to roach-infested consoles, but this one looks like it's really badly, at least it was really badly infested. So I don't know what happened in here. Move these over real quick. Oh, Jesus Christ. Holy fucking shit. See that? That's all fucking roach corrosion. That whole fucking fan. I can't put that fan back in, I don't think. Yeah. Yeah, that is exactly what it was. Jesus fucking Christ. Oh, I don't even know if this is worth working on. I mean, if I can salvage the board, maybe I can put this board in the other console and try and salvage something from it. I'm still going to give it a shot, but oh, it's so fucking bad in here. I'm still going to push through. But I think this chassis is fucking toast. There is no way I can in good conscience sell this to somebody. I have spare chassis lying around. I don't know if I have a 1015 chassis. I don't think a bath is going to save this one, guys. The motherboard is so corroded, or the metal, like the fan frame, the chassis, everything is just so corroded. My partner would shoot me in the fucking dick if I put this in our dishwasher. All right? I feel like this is a storage unit pickup for sure. This has been sitting in someone's storage unit for a long fucking time. Yeah. Oh my fucking god. Right in the fucking dick. What's going on, Dave? I can't turn on live chat. Last time I turned on live chat, I had a bunch of people coming in here spewing all kinds of racist stuff, so. They've already been deep fried, my friend. These things are fucking calcified. So, let's talk about some positives here. I have 2 working power supplies out of these. That is a positive. I fucking swear, Sloth. Okay. So I am not going to give a good goddamn about any of these stickers. Let's talk positive, all right? I have 2 working power supplies. How this power supply is working, I have no fucking idea. You know what? I wonder if this front board is shot. Let's test that theory. We can test that without taking it apart. I wonder if the roaches ate through this front board. So I have a donor front board right here. Let's pop this ribbon cable out. Okay. It doesn't look like the front board is the issue. Yeah, USB board could be possible. Once we take this top cover off, I will try to short out the resistor and see if that will get it to turn on for us. Oh, try and insert a disc. Yeah, that would make sense here. Well, I've already got it halfway torn apart. I should have thought of that. You're right, Abe. Yeah, no. This is my office slash son's bedroom. So I do not have room for any of these things. This is strictly a side business, and I do my best with what I have. All right, here we go. Just about done. And we get to have some real fun. Yep. 42 on the lower plate here. I'm trying real hard to pop this off carefully because I don't want roach shit going everywhere. Am I missing any screws? I don't think so. Ah. Okay. Alright, I mean, all things considered, the rest of the board doesn't look too fucking terrible. I mean, obviously, the area around this USB here is pretty fucky. Let's try and short out you and me both. I'm working on it. All right, I'm working hard on it. I promise you, it will be improved. Oh, where's the resistor on these? These look like they have filters, but no resistor. this not have a resistor? Am I confused? I mean, I know I'm confused, but... Donde está el resistor? Oh, I'm looking at the wrong fucking area. I'm stupid. Sorry, my fault. Okay, so even shorting out the resistor is not turning it on. All right, so we have other problems. Oh yeah, no, the fakes have the fakes look almost exactly the same. I sell car parts. That is my primary work. Okay, so let's check some voltage rails while we're here before we go short hunting. All right, so we already know we have 12 volts. So 12 volts is coming into the board. Let's go over to our HDMI area. And do we have 5 volts? We do have 5 volts. Do we have 3.3 volts? We do have 3.3 volts. Oh, well, I don't have the power cable plugged in anymore. Sorry, just a moment. I'm starting to think that that power board that I have may not be a PS5 power board. I think it might be a PS4. Okay. Okay, so we should have 3.3, and when I push this power button, it does drop. So it's attempting to turn on. Yep, there we go. So we got 3.3. You know what? I didn't check if they have the LED turned off and the beep turned off. No, this thing's ice cold. Yeah, okay. No, it's not turning on. Okay, so where do we begin? We begin by getting the board out. That's where we begin. We have the rails that should allow it to power on. We have 12, we have 5, we have 3.3. So we have the rails that should allow it to power on. So we need to find out why it's not letting it power on. Push the button continuously for 30 seconds. Okay. All right, I will hold it for 30 seconds. I am holding it as we speak. Though, to be fair, like I said, it's not turning on when I short the resistor either. Okay. Yeah. There's just nothing going on. So something is unhappy. We just have to figure out what it is that's unhappy. So let's get down to business. You guys are not going to fucking believe this. First of all, like I said, this thing is absolutely atrocious. But look at the back of this Wi-Fi module. Clean as a fucking whistle. For all of the roach damage that's in this console, that Wi-Fi module is untouched. Now, I do have some concerns. So you can kind of see, you see the color difference from here, where you are. You can see the color difference from this part of the board to this part of the board. So this area of the board right here, and moving further in, as you'll soon see here, has gotten extraordinarily hot. Which does make me concerned. Liquid metal definitely has a dry spot. Is that a cracked APU? Oh, that would be so disappointing. No, it's not. Thank God. Okay. It's a hair. Woo! Crisis averted. Crisis averted. Alright. Good shit. Okay. Let's do some testing. So I'm going to, before I do anything, I want to take a quick shot in the dark here. Just as a hunch. this little cap right here. Where are we? This little one right here. This little baby one. I want to test that and see if it's short real quick. Oh, I'm in diode mode. It sure is. Yep. So that's short. So that little cap being short is indicative of a dead south bridge. Now we can confirm that by doing some voltage injection, but I do want to check some other things while I'm here. First of all, do we have a 12 volt short? We do not. 12 volts is good. Yeah, that's the dialogue I see. Yeah, this whole rail right here is the Southbridge power management area. Okay, so there is absolutely a short coming from here. So I don't really want to take this off, but yes, there's a dialogue I see under there. That dialogue I see is what puts power to, either takes power from or puts power to the south bridge. I always forget how the actual flow works. But when that little capacitor is short, it is almost always a bad south bridge because this one is not short. This one's not short. This test point here is not short. It's just this one right here which leads up to the south bridge. So based on what it looks like, we have a shot south bridge. Is that the only problem? That's a good question. But we won't know until number one, we confirm it's the south bridge, and number two, replace it. So in my experience with that particular short, it is almost always the south bridge, but we're going to inject voltage to be 100% sure. I don't want to pull the dialogue IC off because, again, just from the hundreds and hundreds of PS5s I've worked on at this point, it is almost always the south bridge. But we are going to inject voltage just to be 100% sure. Yeah, we're going to inject. Let me just make sure I'm not putting 12 volts into the south bridge. Yep, I would have. That would have been awful. All right. So we're going to do 1 volt, 1 amp. Yes, the signs of thermal overcapacitance would definitely seem to acquiesce to the same theory that you have previously put forth. Yes, indeed. Yes. Okay. So we're going to come in and we're going to turn on our voltage first and foremost. Apparently I'm not getting a very good ground connection here. Just a moment. Oh yeah, I'm fully disconnected. That's stupid. That's real stupid. Okay, hold just a moment, please. Let me actually set it up properly. Okay, try this again. Now that we are grounded. Well, this is an interesting dilemma. All right, I'm gonna have to take this thermal putty off. There we go. So yeah, you can see right there. Take that off. Let me throw the macro lens on there. So we're coming in. Right here is the south bridge. Yep. So you got a tiny little heat spot right there on the south bridge. Right there. So yep, the south bridge has indeed failed. So we've got ourselves a failed south bridge. Indeed. Let me make sure I have another one of these before I go taking shit off. Yep, looks like I have exactly one left. I gotta order some more. Oh wait, no, didn't I order a bunch of these? Hang on. Oh yeah, no, never mind. I have a bunch of these. Never mind. It's the 69 GGs that I'm out of. Well, I have one left, so. Okay, excellent. Let's replace the south bridge, shall we? Let me make sure I'm all set up and ready to go with everything I need here. Where's my fucking... Where's my wick? No, these are brand new. Yeah, fully brand new. 61 GGs. I don't even know if I can link them. Hang on. I still have to find my wick anyway, so we're not missing anything here. I'll put them in. Are you part of Ace's Discord? My solder wick has just vanished. Here, you know what? Real quick bathroom break before I get stuck into this, and I'm gonna go grab some wick in the meantime. So 2 minutes. Yeah, join Ace's Discord. Number one, you should because Ace is awesome and that community is awesome. And then I'll put a link somewhere in there. Just give me one quick moment. All right, we're back. Oh, $5 at the door. I'll tell you what, $5 at the door is a steal. Okay. All right, we should be good to go. Let's get this baby rolling. Ace does indeed have a Discord. Well, I don't have invite permissions on Ace's Discord, which is fair. But maybe somebody with invite permissions would like to invite our friend Croupier over there. Oh, you didn't get past the welcome chat. Oh, that's fucked up. Yes, I'm going to do that as soon as I use the heat from this board to remove this solder. All right, pretty clean pull. There's a little bit of tab pulling on that one pad just off to the right there, so I do want to take a look and just make sure we get that taken care of. But that's good. Ace's Discord has been very helpful. It does, yes. My chips are pre-balled. I do not like reballing chips. If I can avoid it, I will do it. Okay. So, with that chip removed, let's go back to our area over here. I'm sure somebody does, as far as the 360s go. All right, so let's go back here. Is our short gone? It is. Short is relieved. No more short. So the south bridge was the problem there for sure. Like I said, sometimes hunches they just work out the way that they're supposed to. Okay. Now I do have that one little area I need to take care of real quick. Oh, fuck yeah. Toltec coming through in the fucking clutch. We love Toltec here. Toltec is an absolute legend. Okay. And I just put new batteries in an LED UV light. Oh, there we go. We're going to UV cure that little area right there. We're actually just going to set it down right there. We're going to let it hang out for a minute. Hell yeah, Angry. Hell yeah. Love it when a plan comes together. All right. So that should be pretty cured for the most part. Yep. There we go. Beautiful. Nope. Which little square chip are we referring to, Ricky? The one I took off? One in the middle of the screen. This one right here? That is the BIOS chip. That's the one that we're going to be working on the other motherboard. The APU is the heart, the BIOS is the brains. Not necessarily. No, because this has a NAND chip. Right here. This little guy. That's kind of like the NAND chip. And then you got your SSD chips over here that hold all the memory. But now the BIOS is, it's, I don't know, I'm not a technically savvy guy. To me, BIOS is the programming that allows everything to run properly. That's what it's the programming that allows the software to run the way it's supposed to. But there's probably someone who can explain it a lot better than me. Me, big dumb guy. Me, fix PS5 and don't know how it works. I just know it works. Get that into place. That is now in place. That is not in place. There we go. Now it's in place. Okay. So, Flash ROM, yes. Again, I'm not a software guy. I'm barely a PS5 guy. I just know what to look for and how to fix in a lot of cases. Alright, so I will not put any flux down right now. Right now, I will just use hot air. Oh, you guys can't see anything. Sorry, just a second. So right now, I'll just use hot air to get the chip to settle into place, or at least melt some of the solder onto the pads and hold it there. From there, I can put a little bit of flux down so it doesn't float. Now, I think he's saying that he converted his, yeah, he stopped using Windows on the PC. Okay. So just with that bit of heat, let it cool down for just a second. That should be enough for that some of that solder to at least melt down. And so now if I go to touch this chip, it should not move. If it moves, then I didn't do it right. Ow, those tweezers are very hot. Yeah, okay. So there is no movement on that chip whatsoever, which means there's enough of that solder bonded to where I can now come in with a little bit of flux and allow the rest of that solder to flow. Put just a little more flux down. I didn't put quite enough. It's not coming out where it needs to. There we go. With that liquid disappearing underneath, that means that chip is fully set down. There it is. There we go. Okay, so we can take our heat off. No, never nudge test. Never, never. Experience and skill. No nudge test. Nudge test equals bridge balls. Now, you can always tell when it's sat properly when it's ready to come off because that chip will sit down completely flat and that flux will disappear underneath it. You don't need to do a nudge test. You just got to know what to look for. No nudgy nudgy. It's bad. All right, now that it's cooled down some, I'm going to come in with a Q-tip and just clean up around the area. No nudgy nudgy. Nudgy very bad. No, that's not true. If you're good at the nudge test and you can do it without knocking any of the balls loose, then yeah, it works fine. Yeah, 99% alcohol. So I'm letting it cool down a little bit before I come in and douse it and hit it with a toothbrush to clean it up properly. Because I don't want the board to go into thermal shock and break any of the solder balls. Actually, I won't even use a toothbrush. I'll just come in with a microfiber and use that. Yeah, I mean, if you do enough of them, you don't need to nudge test. Again, you just know what to look for and when it's sat properly. Like I'm very confident this is sat properly now. We will test to make sure the short is still gone. Okay, so now it should be cool enough to where I can come in, put some alcohol on it, and then just come in with a little microfiber cloth and clean it up proper. Yeah, you don't want to put the cold alcohol on the extraordinarily hot board because that will cause things to contract very rapidly and will cause thermal shock, which will break things on the board. It can cause board warping. It can crack the solder balls under the south bridge that you just successfully installed. It's a nightmare. Yeah, I never freeze roach-infested consoles. I have trash. You see me pull out trash bags. I have trash bags. I soak the entire console in 99% alcohol and I wrap it airtight and just let it sit for a couple days. Takes care of the problem every time. It doesn't clean it, but it takes care of the roach problem. Okay, how are we on heat? I believe the balls on these are leaded. I'm not 100% sure. I believe so, just based on how easily they flow. But I'm not 100% sure. All right, let's pop the old multimeter on, and let's go down to our power rail here and make sure I didn't break it more. So if we come in here, and are we short again? Nope, short's still gone. Excellent. Oh, Ace coming in with the follow. I didn't even see it, brother. My notifications might be getting fucky. All right. Thank you, Ace. I appreciate the follow over on Twitch. That's very kind. It depends. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do with this one, if the board is working, is I'll put it in the chassis that has the bad BIOS, and I'll just sell that off, and then I'll have to search through my parts bins and see if I have anything that I can put the BIOS board into. But with a working board and a good chassis, I'll sell these off for 350, 375. Just depends on. Well, this is a disc edition, so with the disc, Oh shit, and Sloth coming in with the fucking... Oh, you know why? My TV is muted. That's why I'm not getting any notifications. There we go. Now I can actually hear them. Sloth with the follow on Twitch. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, my friend. Thank you so much for coming in and leaving the follow on Twitch. Yeah, for the disc edition, I'll list it at like 380, 375, and then, you know, negotiate it down from there. But they usually don't sell for anything less than 350. With the controller, cords, maybe a game thrown in. All right. Let's see. Did we get lucky and it's just the South Bridge? 3, a 2, 1. Okay. So not 100%, but let's check the resistor. Okay, so not turning on with the resistor either. Okay. Yes. So I use Streamlabs, and I did pay for the full membership, so I could multi-stream. Okay, so we are still getting absolutely nothing on the board. Let me take out that LED ribbon cable real quick. Okay. Unplug it for 10 seconds. Plug it back in. I think it's like 100 something. I don't remember. Yeah, Wi-Fi antennas, correct. Yep. Still dead. Okay. All right, let's recheck our voltages real quick. I'm assuming we probably have another short somewhere. But let's just make sure we're still, the power supply is not not shorting out or anything. So no, we got 12. We still got 5. Still got 5. 3.3. Still got 3.3. Got 1.1 coming out up here from the South Bridge. Got 3.3 coming out of the South Bridge. Yeah, there are free options for sure. Okay, so we still have no power. Okay. Yeah, the Wi-Fi caps would at least give me a beep sometimes is the problem. So I will check them, but I mean, they were clean. Those things were clean as a whistle. Well, it looks like I might be saving the BIOS board for another day. I am probably going to purchase another BIOS reader, but this board has taken up more than I thought it would. I thought this was just going to be a power supply swap because of the roaches. So I figured that would be a quick, easy knockout, but 'tis not the case. Alright, so we're going to go short hunting again, because there is another short somewhere. We'll check our fuses. That's a good place to start. We will check our fuses and see what is blown. I may have just blew the south bridge again if there was another short and I tried to put power through it. Okay. Let's go back under the microscope. Okay. So first and foremost, oh hell yeah, Ricky! I'm glad to be the first, man. There are plenty of others out there that are almost as entertaining as I am. So expand your horizons, but definitely keep coming back because we love to have you here. All right, so let's check that cap and just make sure we didn't blow the south bridge again. Okay, we did not blow the south bridge again. At least not there. All right, let's check up by the Ethernet here. I always like to check that. Okay, Ethernet's good. Let's check around the HDMI encoder. I don't think the encoder would cause it just straight no power, but I've been wrong before, and Lord knows I'll be wrong again. Nope. Encoder seems to be fine. Yep, encoder's good. Just make sure we don't have a 12 volt short. We do not have a 12 volt short. So my guess would be if the southward, you know what? Let's check our fuses real quick. That's an easy place to start. So first fuse we have here, got F7001. So we should have continuity going through the fuse if it's good. And we do. Let's bring it down here to F7501. Yep, good there. Let's move over to F3501. Yep, good there. All right, let's move over to F7502. PS5 indeed. Welcome, Donald. Welcome, welcome. Yep, F7502 is good. Move up a notch to F7503. Ooh, F7503, not good. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, yes it is. It was just taking forever and a fucking day. Yes, okay. F7503 is good. I mean, I don't think these. Well, I think these power like the disk drive or something like that. So I don't think this is going to be an issue. But let's just double check. Yep, that's fine. Yep, that's fine. Is that all the fuses on this side of the board? It is. Let's flip it over. I think we only have like 2 on this side of the board. Maybe even just 1. Yeah, just 1. On this side of the board, we have F750 or F7002, which I know has been a failure point on these boards before. But no, that fuse is fine. Okay, so fuses are all good. All right, let's keep on looking. You know what? Let's try and give it a boot sequence real quick. Let's see what happens when we put 12 volts into it as far as the boot sequence goes. That's fun. We all love that. Set up my okay, there we go. Yep, we're gonna put 12 volts into it and half an amp max draw. Okay. And for those of you following along at home, so you can watch the draw as soon as I pull it. All right, 3, 2, 1. Oh, there is no draw. There is no fucking amp draw at all. Holy shit. Okay. All right, let's try that again. I just reseated the connectors because no amp draw is wild. All right, let's try that again. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, there is just no amp draw at all. It is not taking a single bit. Interesting. So what the hell causes that? That is very interesting. I mean, is this even connected to the board? Yeah, it's connected to the board. There's no 12-volt short. All right, we're going to have to... Bears might win? No way. Hold on. I haven't even been looking. Hold up. No way. Who's got the ball? Packers with the ball, down 4. Damn, they might. And they're at the 23 with 18 seconds left. No way, dude. Chicago might pull this off. That's crazy. Yeah. My partner is also a Bills fan. I know how that goes. So what would cause no amp draw? That is a question. What the hell would cause 0 amp draw? I feel like a short would probably cause 0 amp draw. I'm just confused as all hell because I've never had a 0 amp draw before. What the hell would cause that? This one's got me perplexed. Perplexed indeed. Try something. Yeah, I suppose it could be, but I mean, I can reflow it real quick. But the short's gone. I would anticipate if it was still the south bridge, then that short would still be there. Yeah, I'm going to try and reflow it. But even so, I should still have some kind of amp draw. Like, I just don't see... Hang on, let's have a look. Are those bridged? Or is that flux? It kind of looks bridged, doesn't it? I don't know. It's hard to tell. Oh yeah, those are bridged. Okay. Yeah. No, not going to be a reflow situation. I have to replace it. Okay. So yeah, we have some bridge balls underneath the south bridge. Yeah, I checked all the fuses in the BIOS. I don't think the BIOS is the problem in this case. I think those bridge balls under the South Bridge are probably a problem. So we'll just redo it. I have another one. No, there was bridge balls under there. Yes, the flux can also be a problem, but in this case, there's bridge balls. And unfortunately, you can't fix that. You just have to take it off and put a new one on. No reballing it, Sean. I knew you'd pop up sometime. Oh, hell yeah. Look at all these people. Boris, welcome in, my friend. Welcome, welcome. All right, so I got two little areas of tadpoling. That's the problem with doing this job over and over again, is that the fucking conformal coating just does not hold well. All right, there's that. And where's my coating? All right, there we go. Come back in with the UV. Oh, that sounds horrible. I don't blame you for procrastinating. Ah, the Bears pulled it off. Go Chicago, baby. Duh, Bears. Conformal coating. Yeah, I was repairing the pads. There were a couple of places on the conformal coating that got messed up. Oh yeah, no, there's hair. I have cats. There's hair. No, it's just hair. I wish I could say I modified it for more precision. No, I just have cats. All right, and then just to finish the job real quick, just come with a little bit of hot air to fully solidify that solder mask. And then I'm going to come in here with just a little bit of flux. And I'm going to grab another south bridge. Good thing I have more of these. That does not seem to be seated properly. It is not. a jig would be nice, but no such luck, I'm afraid. Alright. Coming with the first run of hot air. Yes, you did, which is perfectly normal. You did see it slide, yes. So that's the solder balls that were just slightly out of place, that the surface tension is pulling it back into place. So it did slide just a hair, yes. In most cases, that's perfectly fine. So there's going to come a point where you'll see that chip sit almost completely flush, and the liquid will stop moving on it. That's how I know all the solder is pulled under it. Like that right there. What it's doing is pretty much just about done. See how it kind of sits down and the liquid starts coming out of it? It stops coming out of it, rather. Okay. So we should be good. And again, we're going to let this cool down. But okay, so let's have a look at the balls underneath this time before we go crazy. Yep, I got bridged again. Bridged on the bottom right there. God damn it. I have done dozens of these, and I have not had a problem with bridge balls. And all of a sudden, I'm having this problem. Those all look fine. Those look fine. Those all look fine. Well, maybe I got lucky and those are two ground pins that are bridged together and it won't matter. Maybe I got lucky as hell. I doubt it, but maybe. Let's hook up 12 volts. And let's see what happens. All right, let's see. 3, 2, 1. Oh, that looked normal. That looked like a normal boot sequence. Still going to attempt to clear out any flux we have over here. Yeah, I mean, you're right. When you're right, you're right. What can I say? I got cocky, all right? I've done so many of these. I just got cocky that I was like, oh yeah, I did. See, again, this is why I like to do this stuff on stream. Because you guys can yell at me for being cocky. All right. Let's put our plate back on. And let's see if we have a working board. Okay. So once again, we're going to attempt to fix this. There we go. All right, 3, 2, 1. Okay. So now, I think the bridged balls underneath the south bridge are a problem. Fuck. Okay. Well, I don't have time to do another one right now. So we're going to call it here because I am extraordinarily tired and I still have a lot of stuff to do tomorrow. So, but I will hold on to this for next week. We will come back to it. We'll come back to the BIOS. I'm going to order myself another BIOS reader so we can do that on stream. And I mean, eventually I am going to have to reball the bridge at some point because fucking I can't keep burning through them like this. But we'll do one more and try and make it work that way. Definitely disappointing. No, you're anytime, Ricky. I appreciate you hanging out, my guy. Please come on back. We'll be back next Saturday doing this same shit. Anyway, love you guys a whole lot. I will see everybody next week. I'm going to bed. Y'all have yourselves a fantastic evening. And I will talk to you later.